Yeah, today, March 1st, 2025. Y'all gotta stop capping on me, man. The only reason I look overweight in that picture.
After Canelo Álvarez stepped in to help Errol Spence prepare for a possible rematch with Terence Crawford, Crawford didn't hold back. He took aim at both, declaring that Canelo would suffer the same fate as Spence in their upcoming clash 5 months from now. Laughing off their alliance, Crawford dismissed Spence as no real threat, under any circumstances. Jumping on X, he threw shade at both fighters, confidently warning them that he's more than ready for whatever they bring to the ring.
Yeah, man, I stay fit, man. You did? Yes, sir. And it's not tucked in. This is tucked in.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I did.
Errol Spence's decision to train with Canelo Álvarez was a calculated one, teaming up with another of Crawford's former rivals to gain an edge for the rematch. But while Crawford didn't seem fazed by the alliance, it was Canelo's post-training comments that truly caught his attention. Stirring the pot, Canelo questioned Crawford's undefeated status, claiming he'd already lost to Israel Madrimov after moving up in weight. He warned that this time, Crawford's beating would be even worse. The bold claim didn't sit well with Crawford, and he fired back fast, reminding the world exactly why that 0 is still intact on his record.
Crawford, I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. Yeah. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't?
In August of last year, Terence Crawford made a daring leap to the 154-pound division to face WBA world champion Israel Madrimov. What followed was a gritty, tactical showdown that halted Crawford's 11-fight stoppage streak, ultimately ending in a unanimous decision victory over the elusive Uzbek fighter. But the result stirred controversy. Promoter Eddie Hearn argued Crawford hadn't done enough to deserve the win, a sentiment echoed by Canelo Álvarez. Speaking to reporters, Canelo remarked, "For me, I think he lost. He either lost the fight or at best, it was a draw." He didn't stop there, suggesting Crawford may have finally realized why weight classes exist.
Is there ever a possibility where you would rematch Errol Spence? Or is he in a position where he needs to win again before that makes sense for you?
The possibility is there.
CompuBox stats revealed just how close the Crawford-Madrimov bout really was. Crawford landed only 11 more punches by the final bell. Despite the slim margin, he edged out 7 of the 12 rounds on the judges' cards, thanks to a much higher output. 433 punches thrown to Madrimov's 275. The final scores read 116 to 112, 115 to 113, and 115 to 113, all in Crawford's favor. Since then, Madrimov's hopes of a comeback took a hit after a decision loss to Vergil Ortiz Jr., halting any momentum he had toward reclaiming the belt. Meanwhile, as Canelo gears up to face Skull in the coming weeks, Crawford is back in the grind, laser-focused on adding 14 pounds strategically. His mission? To silence the doubters and deliver what could become one of the defining wins of this generation.
For his title, I'm fighting for a title, and there's the possibility. He win his fight, God willing. I win my fight, God willing, and there's your possibility right there.
The boxing world has been holding its breath, waiting for Errol Spence Jr.'s return. Once hailed as one of the sport's brightest talents, the truth has been sidelined for over a year following his crushing defeat to Terence Crawford. The aftermath was rocky, retirement rumors swirled, and though Spence dismissed them, questions about his future remained. Now, a glimmer of hope has emerged. Oscar De La Hoya is offering Spence a chance to step back into the spotlight, and the opponent on the table is no small name. Undefeated welterweight sensation Vergil Ortiz Jr., who's riding high after his dominant win over Israel Madrimov. Still, Golden Boy Promotions isn't rushing into things. De La Hoya has made it clear he's taking a measured approach with Ortiz's rise, carefully plotting the next big move.
Do you believe maybe that you'd put Vergil Ortiz on that undercard with a view to then fighting Crawford maybe after that?
Ah, that's a great idea. You're a promoter now. You're a matchmaker. Let's go. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Look, having these types of fights on one night is just great for boxing. That's it. So imagine that. Wow. Crawford.
There are a lot of exciting options for Virgil, said Oscar de la Hoya with visible excitement. Imagine a Virgil Ortiz versus Errol Spence showdown at Cowboys Stadium in Dallas. That would sell out, no doubt. It's definitely something we're considering. Now, the ball is in Errol Spence Jr.'s court. A high-stakes battle against one of the division's most promising rising stars, in front of a roaring hometown crowd, could be the ideal stage for his long-awaited comeback. And if he pulls it off, it might finally pave the way for a long-teased title fight against a rival he's been circling for years. That rival? Sebastian Fundora. The towering 6 feet 6 inches junior middleweight grabbed headlines last year when rumors of a bout with Spence electrified the boxing world. Fans were hyped, but the World Boxing Organization's refusal to sanction the match as a title fight ultimately shelved the idea, leaving Fundora on the sidelines for nearly a year, despite holding a world championship belt. Now, the towering Inferno is ready to reignite the conversation. Speaking with Boxing Scene, Fundora didn't hold back. "Of course I want that fight," he said, clearly fired up about the possibility of finally squaring off with Spence.
Do you believe maybe that you'd put Virgil Ortiz on that undercard with a view to then fighting Crawford maybe after that?
That's a great idea. You're a promoter now. You're a matchmaker. Let's go. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Look, having these types of fights on one night is just great for boxing. That's it. So imagine that. Wow. Crawford.
Fundora hasn't hidden his frustration about how things have unfolded. It's a big fight. A big fight. But of course it didn't happen, he said with a disappointed sigh, clearly stung by the missed opportunity. Still, the unified super welterweight champion bounced back in emphatic fashion. On March 22nd, he defended his title with a dominant fourth-round TKO over Cordell Booker, silencing critics and reminding the division why he's a force to be reckoned with. Now, all signs point toward a showdown with the WBO's top contender, Xander Zayas, a fight that could further shape the landscape at 154. While nothing is set in stone, momentum is slowly building toward what fans hope will be a blockbuster clash between Fundora and Errol Spence Jr., potentially in late 2025 or early 2026. But for now, that dream hinges on Spence's return, his readiness to compete.
Hello, Virgil. I mean, it'll be the Super Bowl of boxing.
If you are waiting around on that, who is it that you're going to match him with?
I don't know. I have to literally go back to the office and just figure it out. So, yeah, Virgil winning here in Riyadh was huge against Madrimov, the beast.
Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford seem to be on a collision course for what could become one of the most electrifying fights of the year. With both men considered pound-for-pound elites, the buzz surrounding this potential super fight is only getting louder. Canelo, with an illustrious resume and only 2 career losses, one to the legendary Floyd Mayweather and another to Dimitri Bivol, remains one of the sport's biggest names. But now, Jay Prince, the former manager of Mayweather, believes Terence Crawford is the man destined to deliver Álvarez his 3rd defeat. The fight is expected to take place at super middleweight, a massive jump for Crawford, who last competed at 154 pounds. It's a bold move that would see him leap 2 full weight classes. But if he can pull it off...
The beast! Wow, the beast! I truly feel that Virgil now is on a different level.
Final one from me. What did you say to Eddie Hearn in the aftermath of that win tonight?
No, good, just, good fight. That's it. I mean, I think I'm 0-20 now, so... Or no, Eddie's 0-20. I think he's 0-4 or 5 with me, so it's okay. We're just chipping away. We're gonna have losses too. We're gonna have wins too. But I think tonight.
While Canelo Álvarez will almost certainly enter the ring with the size advantage, Jay Prince is betting on Terence Crawford's elite skill set to tip the scales. In a recent conversation with Sean Ziddle, Prince was direct and unapologetic. "I believe Crawford beats Canelo. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Crawford is one of those guys." That said, Prince wasn't dismissive of Canelo's greatness. "Of course, we can't say anything bad about Canelo because he's one of the top 2 in the sport," he added, showing clear respect for the Mexican superstar. But when it comes...
What's important is that both fighters came out good. Everything's good. Virgil won. Great fights. Great night for boxing.
This is the final one. You spoke to me the other day. You said that Virgil's first fight, he said to Jerry Jones, he's going to sell it out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a reality?
Absolutely. 1,000%.
Jay Prince also pushed back on doubts that moving up in weight would slow Terence Crawford down. "I think Crawford has no wear and tear on him, at least nothing I've seen, whether in sparring or in the ring over the years," he said confidently. He knows exactly what he's doing. There's no questioning Canelo Álvarez's power. He's been a dominant force at super middleweight, with years of experience and a deep understanding of the division. Crawford, on the other hand, has built his legacy by dismantling opponents in lower weight classes, relying on razor-sharp timing, adaptability, and IQ, tools that many believe could carry him even against bigger foes. But before the mega fight can materialize, Canelo has unfinished business. On May 3rd, he faces William Skull, aiming to reclaim undisputed status at 168 pounds. Yet, it's the potential clash with Crawford, currently heating up for a rumored September date, that's stealing all the headlines. If it happens, it won't just be another blockbuster bout. It has all the makings of a generational showdown, a legacy-defining moment between two of boxing's...
Okay. Hey, John, I don't have much time left with you, so I appreciate the time that I've gotten with you. I'm curious to get your insight on a fight coming up between Terence Crawford and Canelo in September. Crawford's moving up a few weight classes to meet Canelo. Just your insight. How does Crawford cross that bridge? How does he nullify the weight difference and get a win against Canelo?
I don't know.
But not everyone is fully sold on the Canelo versus Crawford hype, especially not Jaron "Boots" Ennis. One of boxing's most explosive rising stars, Ennis is gearing up for a major test this weekend against Imantas Stanionis. But that didn't stop him from weighing in on the potential super fight, and he's not giving Crawford a free pass. Speaking with FightHype TV, Ennis expressed concern about Crawford jumping up 2 full weight classes. "I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight at 160, just to see what it's like going against a bigger guy," he said. Boots didn't mince words about it that weight for a while. He's been pinning big guys out. Crawford's smaller, and Canelo's been dropping dudes who come in at, like, 200 pounds on fight night. While Canelo isn't a natural super middleweight either, he's proven time and again that he can hurt and finish much larger opponents. And while Crawford's brilliance is undeniable, even his biggest supporters know that this leap into deeper waters won't come without real risk.
That's like a 50-50, 60-40. You gotta lean towards Canelo because he's been at that weight for a long time now, and he been pitting big guys out and things like that. And Crawford a little smaller. So I don't know. We gotta see how it play out come whenever they fight. When they supposed to fight, September or something like that.
September.
Yeah, we gotta see how it play out. We don't know. It's boxing. But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo. Because, like I said before,
Others in the boxing world have voiced similar concerns about Crawford's massive leap in weight. Former champion and respected analyst Timothy Bradley told BoxingScene.com that while Crawford may be the most complete fighter in the game today, the size disparity is impossible to ignore. "It's a real jump," Bradley said bluntly. But if there's one thing Crawford doesn't lack, it's self-belief. Appearing on Max on Boxing, he made his mindset crystal clear: "I'll fight anybody, any weight." That's what greatness is about. And it's that fearless mentality that continues to draw fans to the idea of this super fight. Still, the looming question remains: can elite skill truly cancel out elite size and power? Crawford may be a technical genius, but stepping into the ring with Canelo, without a tune-up and with zero margin for error, is nothing short of a monumental gamble. Canelo, for his part, is no stranger to these kinds of high-stakes battles. His resume is Cotto, Shane Mosley, Sergey Kovalev, and a grueling trilogy with Gennady Golovkin.
Guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So
Canelo Álvarez's iconic rivalry with Gennady Golovkin stretched across 5 intense years, starting with their first meeting in September 2017, a controversial majority draw that left many feeling Golovkin had done enough to win. The rematch in 2018 was just as razor close, but this time, Canelo walked away with a narrow points victory. Their trilogy came full circle in 2022, with Álvarez finally delivering a more decisive performance to close the chapter, at least officially, on one of boxing's most heated rivalries. Now, Canelo's future is tied to a blockbuster 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season, and the first of those clashes is set for May 3rd against IBF super middleweight champion William Skull. With that fight, Canelo aims to reassert his dominance at 168 pounds and reclaim undisputed status. Few understand what it takes to prepare for Canelo, quite like Abel. Evolving style and tactical sharpness only underscores how dangerous the Mexican superstar truly is heading into his next era.
It's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
Veteran trainer Abel Sanchez recently sat down with FightHype TV and didn't mince words when it came to the swirling buzz around a potential clash between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford. In Sanchez's view, it's not a fair fight, not even close. "Come on, I think it's a ridiculous fight," Sanchez said flatly. "Crawford is too small. Canelo, in my opinion, is the face of boxing right now. Just look at his resume." Drawing a comparison to Gennady Golovkin's 2016 bout with Kell Brook, Sanchez noted that while Brook impressed with speed early, the size and power gap ultimately spelled his downfall. "It's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will be evident early, just like when GGG fought Kell Brook. But as the rounds go on, Canelo will start pounding on him," he said. "And I think the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th rounds." Sanchez didn't sugarcoat the dangers Crawford could face. Anything Canelo hits him with, but his last fight against Madrimov at 154 showed that weight matters. His stance was crystal clear: "I don't care how much weight he gains or what he does to get up to 168, that weight class is going to make a difference."
You really think because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54, when he fought Madrimov in his last fight, showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168.
Abel Sanchez didn't hold back as he doubled down on why the Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford showdown doesn't make sense in his eyes. "It's a ridiculous fight," Sanchez said bluntly. "Crawford is a great fighter, no doubt. But he's been the same fighter from 135 to 147. He hasn't changed anything to make himself viable at the bigger weights." But Ken Sanchez pointed out a glaring difference: power. "Crawford destroyed one guy who was a shell of his former self," he said. "But Canelo? He's destroying everyone he fights. That's the difference." He didn't deny the appeal of the bout from a business perspective. "Yes, it's a good money fight," he admitted. "But it's not a real fight, not when it comes to competitive balance." That sentiment was echoed by rising star Vergil Ortiz Jr., a potential opponent for Crawford should he return to 154. Speaking with the Ring magazine, Ortiz offered a blunt assessment: "I have a clear win for the naturally bigger man." Ortiz didn't question Crawford's talent, only his size. "Just to keep it real, I think he's too small. Yeah, I know he just weighed in at 180 right now, but just putting on the weight and actually belonging at that weight are two very different things."
How you feeling? What's been going on, Terence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys are supposed to do interviews over there.
Yep. Cool.
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't get the pole, man.
Yeah.
Vergil Ortiz Jr. didn't let up as he continued his candid take on the looming Canelo versus Crawford super fight, and his stance was crystal clear. "I would understand if he fought someone of lesser caliber," Ortiz said. "But it's Canelo we're talking about. That dude is good. He's been running boxing for a long time. I think it's going to be a very clear win for Canelo." Ortiz then pointed to what he believes is Crawford's Achilles heel, one that could be disastrous against a puncher like Álvarez. "Crawford gets hit," he said. "I know I'm going to gab out power. It's also about speed. Canelo's fast. It's not like he's some slow puncher," Ortiz warned. "He will catch you off guard. It's just different."